What is going on, the Directors of Gaming? It is xDoctaDoom here, bringing something completely different. Gears of War 2 gameplay. This is gonna be like, I guess, a 3-part video because I have 2 more parts just to this gameplay. It was a pretty good gameplay? God, what the fuck? A pretty good gameplay, except for the fact that we ended up losing at the end. I think the score was 5 wins for their team, 4 wins for ours. This is probably the best game of Gears of War that I've played. I'm not very good at this game. It is completely different than Call of Duty, Halo, just all those different games, and that's kind of what always draws me into it. It's something different, and I'm like, well, I'm getting tired of playing Call of Duty all the time, tired of playing Halo, so I'm like, let's switch it up, hop in Gears of War 2. And there is actually, if you don't know, there's a 20 XP weekend thing going on. I think it's, yeah, this the weekend, I'm not exactly sure. But I'm pumped. I got up, I think maybe like 8 levels, maybe like between 5 or 8, I don't know. I went from like being in the 10s to like 25 or something like that. So it was a pretty cool jump. And if you don't really play this game that much and you're like, well, I'm tired of being such a noob, go ahead and play a couple games and you'll get up levels like crazy. I mean, 20 times XP, that's ridiculous. If Call of Duty did that, everybody would be 10th prestiges. But that's kind of what I want to talk about, was just, at least for the first part of the Gears of War gameplay, is the learning curve between different games. And I actually had this kind of in a commentary before that I scrapped because it just wasn't good. I'm not gonna lie, it was a piece of shit. But if you see me shooting into the walls right there, it's because I'm trying to get a couple active reload bullets. And active reload bullets, if you don't know, they're a little bit stronger. So if you get an active reload and then you shoot them, it does a lot more damage with those bullets that you reloaded with, which is pretty cool. But learning curves in games are really difficult. And this was originally supposed to be a Halo Reach gameplay where I was going to talk about how it's good to just take a break from some games, but I decided to do this one because the Halo Reach gameplay I had wasn't that good. But I mean, you go and you'll play Call of Duty and you do really good in Call of Duty. Sorry, that was an awesome headshot. But you do really good in Call of Duty and you're like, well, I'm probably just good at FPS in general. And that's not a good mentality to have, because it probably is not that true. And I'm not trying to say to anybody that's watching this that, hey, you suck, you're a piece of crap. No. What I'm trying to say is games are so different that if you try to go from Call of Duty to, say, let's just go with Halo Reach. If you go into you're like a Call of Duty player, you're like, oh, I'm 10th prestige, I'm going to get Halo Reach. So the first-person shooter can't be that different. You'll probably get pooped on if you go in with the Call of Duty mentality. Now, they share some aspects, but not a lot. Halo is just a completely different game from Call of Duty. First thing, you don't have your custom loadouts. You pretty much play with the weapons on the map depending on what game type. You also play with certain weapons at start. There's no perks, there's equipment, but there's no perks. A lot of people like Call of Duty so much because you have that customization. God, I'm a retard. Customization to help you out, and it does bring a new tactic to gameplay because you have a class for each thing, or in each map sometimes even. I have classes set just for maps. But in Halo Reach, I mean, I think what is different and what's good about it is you have to know the maps good enough to know where the weapons are, where people are going to be camping with those power weapons, and just how you're going to be able to take them out easily. Now, that being said, there are a lot of like power weapon camping. Everyone goes straight for the sniper rifle or the rocket launcher or something else, and then tries to just camp. Pretty much, they just try to camp and pick up as many people as they can with that gun. And I just got pooped on. To me, it adds like a little bit more depth, but it also is a downside for new players. If you just pick up Halo, any Halo game, and you try to go on a multiplayer and you don't know where the weapons are, then you're going to be screwed because you have absolutely no idea what the hell to do. Call of Duty, they give you a couple classes already. They're not the best, but you have something to start out with, and then you can always pick up a gun later, use it, and you're like, this is what I want to work for, I'm going to keep going and get this gun. And then you play a game like this, Gears of War 2, they give you very limited options. You have like, I think, 2 guns to choose from when you start off. And then it's somewhat the Halo style where you need to know the maps and what weapons are on, but sometimes they switch the weapons each round depending on what game type you're playing. I think it might be every game type, I'm not sure. because it's usually Gears of War doesn't really have like a team deathmatch mode, except for Gears of War 3 that will have a team deathmatch mode, because that's all I played during beta. But Gears of War 2 and 1, they're all round-based games, so you had to know where the weapons are and which round you're going to be getting them on, and that was kind of cool because like again, it brings something new to the table, and it's just something different for you to kind of work with and get used to, and it just brings a little bit more depth, because like that Call of Duty, you already know what to expect when you play it. Everyone's going to be using the same gun. It's either, you know, AK-47 or the FAMAS or the AK-74U, you know, whatever is the most powerful gun, that's the one they're going to go with. But, you know, in these games, you don't really get that option. You pretty much, if you don't get the power weapon, you need to think you need to think, what is the best tactic I can use to take out this guy? Not, I'm just gonna, you know, start off with a strong weapon, my high kill streaks, my perks pretty much set for me to get these kill streaks easily, and go and take him out. Which is different from these games because there are no kill streaks. Gears of War, it's just straight like gunfire. Halo 3, you know, you have a lot of gunfire, but you have weapons, which adds a little bit new aspect, or weapons. You have vehicles, which add a new aspect to the game, which makes it a little bit more exciting and a little bit more frustrating. If you don't know how to take out a Warthog and you're just getting pretty much shit on by a guy driving around a Warthog and a guy in the turret pooping on you, there's really not much you can do. And it just, it adds, like I said, it makes it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more frustrating. Thank you guys for watching. This is the first part in my kind of overall FPS talk. I did something kind of like this, where I talked about the difference between Modern Warfare 3 and then Battlefield 3 and kind of compared those. But this is bringing other FPS games in and just kind of comparing each one and which one probably, maybe this will help you. Maybe you'll be like, oh, I've always played Call of Duty, but now I want to play Gears of War. I want to try it out. It looks different. It looks like something I might want to play. So hopefully that helped you. And if you're just like, shut the fuck up, stop talking, I'm going to shut the fuck up. I'll see you guys next time.